Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. Today we are going to be doing part 8, I think, on the Nuka power armor. And yes, Nuka, as you can tell, because you guys voted on that paint job. So I have a list here of things I plan to accomplish in this video. We won't complete the entire list because this video I edited down. It's already 12 minutes long, but you won't have to wait for the next video as long as you did for this. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is add some foam and cardboard on the back here, and then figure out a way to slide my leg in, because I decided to not do hinges like this because we're trying to engineer this a little bit more so it's actually wearable and doesn't require that many moving parts, because the more moving parts, the weaker. So just like the thighs, I added the cardboard right here so we have a base to actually build off of. And now we're gonna put some EVA foam down through here to make these shapes, as you see. I should also mention we are always putting cardboard on the inside, so we have something for the foam to glue to, just like we did here. We're basically adding cardboard all on the inside of this project. So here is a piece of foam I was experimenting with. I just cut it down the middle, as you can see. I cut it a seam down the middle, added pieces of elastic on this side, pretending that this would be the hypothetical outside of what you're seeing. And then here's the inside. It doesn't matter where you put the elastic, honestly, but this is what I was thinking. If I kick my leg into the power armor like this, and I have two of these, like a barn door, so one on this side and one on this side, when I kick my legs in, it will open like a tavern door of a Western cowboy movie, and then I can just pull my leg back out and it snaps back into place. Now, what's the advantages of having the elastic versus no elastic at all? Because if you kick your leg in, the foam will give, but it's a little too stiff and it might wear and tear faster and maybe even rip the foam and crack it. So we're going to add elastic after we cut a seam down the middle of this piece. We're just going to cut a seam down the middle and then add this barn door technique here and here, and I'll show you right now. I figured if I glue it to the leg, then I cut this seam I marked down, it would have the seam line up properly, so that's what I did. I glued it onto the leg. Now I'm going to take my sharp, fresh razor and then cut all the way through this line right here, separating the two in half. Alright, so I did just that. As you can see, there's a seam. It's supported by the elastic. I had to add a divot here so I could start my leg up and then push it through like that, and then it just pulls out. I might have to make some adjustments in the future, so like the wear and tear, which there still is an amount of, before I break it in. It is still a little bit stiff, but that's not a problem. That's a future problem. Like I said, I might have to fix that in the future, but let's test it out. Putting my knee in first. Looks like it goes pretty good. Let's take it out. That simple. And it's self-correct for the most part. We did that to both calves, as you see right here. So now, using the excess foam from the piece of floor mat we just cut out from, I'm going to heat form this around the back of the calf, just like that, and basically apply the same exact concept with this seam I just made, but on the back of here too. Which means you could probably cut this down even more so your leg goes in smoother, because it's going to be covered up by this section anyway. Here's what it looks like. I added the same technology on the calves. I might have to reheat form this right here so it stays closed, or it looks closed. But here's what it looks like, and it functions the exact same way underneath. And since I basically botched the design of the legs, yeah, that's pretty clear. We're just gonna keep filling it in with foam and cardboard just to get the shapes close, just so we can keep moving forward. just some pieces of foam added there to close up those holes. Now let's take a break from the back of the legs and work on the feet. First, I just trimmed off the toes a little bit because these aren't actually the shell of the foot. This is just the base of the foot. And I needed to remove some space because I have this rectangle of EVA foam. I'm going to have to bend it. It has two angles cut inward like this to match the foot shape on the image. And we're gonna modify it just like so. We just cut a gouge out so it will fit up in there. And now we need to add this piece of foam right here, but I'm bending it like this to just give that detail shown in all images. And I have the texture facing outward. I just chose to do that just to mix it up a little bit. And also, we're going to take these scrap pieces I've been saving off of the floor mat puzzle pieces, and we're gonna add them at the toe right here to add some more detail. Here's what it looks like on the foot. This is what the piece looks like. It's just two major pieces of foam that I cut and heat formed, obviously. And I just added those little tread details on the toes, and that fits in there like that. Now I'm just gonna hot glue that into place because the contact cement's gonna be more difficult. But the feet are slightly unfucked, just a little bit. To be clear, I'm well aware of the mistake I made. Every mech suit I make, the legs aren't always the best feature. That's because I'm worried about it not being able to stand up on its own. That requires a lot of engineering. But, you know, that's why it's fun, because it's a challenge. But, you know, at least we're actually moving forward again. I added some extra strips of foam around the knees because that's just an accurate detail. I had to take a wedge about that big off of the hips right here, and I contact cemented and taped it back just so it wouldn't re-tear apart. But that's because I needed to shrink the volume of the hips a little, and now it's a little bit better. I have to trim the forearms a little bit, so I got a roll of duct tape here, and then I'm gonna lay my marker on the piece of duct tape and just roll the piece around. That's about good. Now we're gonna cut this. All right, so this is our progress so far. And the arms have a lot more cosmetic design I need to add to them, but they're not glued to the foil yet. They're not permanent yet, so I can still like pull them off. Shit, like so, because I still gotta do some cosmetic work to them. Oh yeah, so if you guys missed it, I also reattached the left arm, if I haven't already pointed that out in editing. But I think now is a good opportunity to finally put some paint on this thing just to get that step, you know, flowing, because it's well overdue. Oh, and of course there's these nuts and bolts, whatever this feature is, I gotta add right there because it's a three-dimensional object. So I got these big tubs of acrylic paint, and I'm gonna prime the suit with black first, just so as a layer of primer, and then mix together some white and red to make the right shade of red for the Nuka Cola Power Armor. Oh, and if you didn't know this already, I'm doing the Nuka Cola Power Armor paint job. You were able to tell because I asked everyone to vote on it, and most people said Nuka, so let's do that. Just gonna go ahead and cross off this, that, and that's done for the most part, but these two things we will do in the next video. Alright, so this is our progress so far. Some more red details are supposed to be on these red circles, but I'll finish that in the next video. This is going to be a stopping point because I don't want to make this all the informative part past the 10-minute section, so I'll just split the next few things we have to do on the list in the next video, which are pretty simple, so you won't have to wait as long as you did for this one. So yeah, let's do a suit up like always. Loud and obnoxious, but you heard it in my last video, few power armor videos ago. Oh, this is so fucking sick. Dude, I love it. To the hamstrings, as you can see, they're just floating around. But that is also for the next video, so yeah. I want to save all the shots completely. Holy shit. Now with the paint job and the feet, I actually feel like I'm wearing a T-51. Jesus, it looks so like full now. Oh, and yeah, the arms are still not fastened properly, but they are. Video. If you like these builds that I do, like and subscribe for more videos.